So you want to increase your metabolism. And this is one of the biggest queries I get randomly through social media, through in-person talks about how can I increase my metabolism. The one thing you need to know that your metabolism can be trained and it is not subjected to what it is right now. You can either increase it or by your poor lifestyle choices, you can decrease it. Now, the one thing you need to remember additionally is that lifestyle choices will make your metabolism either go up or down, not alone a diet, not alone your exercise regimen. But it's in your control, your lifestyle. You choose what you want to do. The first thing today you need to eliminate is eating every 2 hours. That is a very big myth that eating every 2 hours would boost my metabolism. Look at it from a point of history, from a point of how nature intended us. As humans, we do not need to eat every 2 hours. If you're in a farm working, you won't be eating again and again every 2 hours. I mean, there are so many examples of this, and my own personal experience with this. When I tried eating every 2 hours, I would eat and then I would think about what I need to make again to eat. The eating thing would take me 30 minutes. The preparation of that meal would take me another 30 minutes, which means 1 hour for eating. If I'm taking 4 meals a day, it is costing me 4 hours. And in between, I need to walk. But what's happening? Brain fog. What's happening? I'm feeling lazy. I'm unable to sit down. I'm be bloated. I mean, you don't want to feel sluggish after eating. And that's when I went deep down into this rabbit hole and found out that 2 hour window gap is actually a myth and it is inconclusive research. The right thing, the right gap is having at least 4 to 5 hours of gap in between our meals. And you need to only take 3 meals a day: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And that is it. You don't have to eat 2 hours. We just busted that. The second thing you need to do is to drink ACV, which is apple cider vinegar. Take 15 ml of apple cider vinegar, which is 1 tablespoon, in 250 ml of water. Drink it 30 minutes before having your meal. This would boost up your metabolism. From our personal experiences and my clients' personal experiences, we have gotten, I mean, it's a miracle. It's like the best thing they did because it's a less effort thing. You don't require something big thing, and it's not a big lifestyle change you need to make. You need to add ACV as your starter drink. And when I drank it for the first time, I mean, I had the best ball movements around that time because of that, because that was the only thing I introduced. With our clients, they don't feel bloated, they don't feel constipated. I mean, that's the magic of ACV and the vinegar, sorry, and the acid it has. If you don't want to drink ACV, you can get tablets, but they don't work as ACV solution. And you can also have lemon water before your meal. It would have the same impact, but the intensity may differ. The third thing you need to do is to have a vegetable starter or salad. In Indian household, we typically have chilies, onions, some shallots, tomatoes, cucumbers as vegetable starter. But you can go a step further and even have baked broccoli with cashew cheese or parmesan, which is organically and ethically sourced. Now, why vegetable starter? How would it increase your metabolism? When you eat vegetable first, it would create a mesh like structure, the matrix, so that the food you eat after that does not readily get absorbed and release glucose. So your insulin won't spike, and insulin is correlated to metabolism. High level of insulin, low metabolism. Your insulin needs to be in a regulated amount. So your metabolism will shoot up and your body will use ketones for energy, which means you may lose fat. The next thing is, and tell me, do you feel a dip when you have your breakfast? Do you feel a dip in your energy? Do you feel sluggish, brain fog? I mean, you were eating breakfast for this energy dose in the morning, but you feel opposite of it. Does it happen with you? This is because you're not having savory breakfast. Just get in savory breakfast. Breakfast which does not have visible sugar. That includes your refined sugar, your honey, your sweeteners. So, ideally, if you are having breakfast, have a savory one. In India, we have poha, dhoklas, what else? Idli sambar, dalias, and there are so many fermented dish you can have in the morning. But you need to be cautious always and use your common sense because some fermented food in the morning may not suit you because it did suit some of our patient, it didn't suit some of our patients. So there's both categories. And if you're having a savory breakfast, have it the heaviest. But where most people lack is pre planning. I mean, you can have a bowl of fruits, salsa, smoothie bowl just after waking up because you don't need pre preparation for that. But for a savory breakfast, you need some pre preparation, maybe soaking lentils, soaking your legumes, your grains, rice, wheat, maybe some amaranth. But the thing is, you need pre planning. So you can do it when you sleep, or you can do it a weekly schedule. The next thing, which is harming your digestive tract and harming your metabolism, is drinking water just after a meal. Let me give you an example. There's a fire burning in your stomach, which is your HCl. It's acidic, it has a thermic effect on whatever we put in. Now, when you put food, that fire is burning effectively because there's fuel. Now you pour water, the fire will extinguish. This is what we are doing when we drink water just after eating food. So the food which is inside our body is undigested, and that undigested food causes you constipation, bloating, in some case diarrhea, and it would come up on your skin as acne, pimples, and then you'll be troubled with that and applying ointments and not addressing the root cause. I mean, it was this simple. So here's what you should be doing. You should take water 1 to 1.5 hours after your meal, and your water should be RO filtered water, either spring water, maybe sparkling water, and it should have electrolytes, maybe pink Himalayan salt, a bit of Celtic salt. Don't just drink plain water. Even earthen pots now, right now in summer in India, are the best thing you could go for. But there's something you can drink just after having your meal, which is chas or buttermilk. Now, this is a good digestive aid which will also give you cooling effect, especially in this summer. And the last thing is, and this may look simpler, this may look something you need to put in effort, but it absolutely doesn't have to be. And it is walking for at least 10 minutes after eating. Now, walking is the most ideal thing you can do after eating. It would stabilize your blood glucose levels. I mean, you must be thinking why I'm talking about blood glucose when the video is about metabolism. It is because it's all related with your hormones, insulin, ghrelin, leptin. So, if you get your blood sugar stabilized, your insulin right, your metabolism will increase by itself. You don't have to do any other thing. Just give your body the principles of right healing, and you'll reach there. Walking is the most ideal, but if you're unable to do it, so I'll go back of what walking does. Walking would keep your glucose level stabilized by directing the glucose into the muscles being used, so your glucose won't rise up, won't shoot up. But what if I cannot walk? I'm in a meeting. I'm in a setting where going for a walk just after eating would be disrespectful for someone there. Uh, Many situations like these, I'm only home for like 2 days. There only I can walk, not in office, not on my desk job. So here's what you could do is you can do calf raises while sitting. I'll attach a video here. Now, as you can see, you can be sitting at your desk, you can be in your office, sitting, doing your work, and still do this calf raises. Your calf muscles are like your second heart. And why do I say that? Because your calf muscles pumps the blood upwards and they need to be strengthened. This gives you two benefits. First one, your glucose level stabilize, your metabolism increases. Second one is you strengthen your calf muscles. So it's a win-win situation. Now, if you cannot do even calf raises for some reason, I mean, there could be some structural defects, some functional, even a genuine problem if you have, fracture, if you are on wheelchair, I'll bring you something just right now. Now, this is a hand gripper. What you do is basically there's written how much pound of weight it has, which is resistance. If you screw it tightly, it would get tighter. If you unscrew it, it would get lighter. Do it based on your capacity. You just squeeze this, and it would help your grip strength to increase. Also, would help you to increase your metabolism again by the same mechanic. You could replace this, though this has a rubber handle. I do not prefer plastic. This was something I bought back 3 years ago. You could also use a sponge ball, that's a smiley ball, that works also. This was easy, right? You felt it was easy, right? So your slow metabolism was not really because of anything you did wrong. It was something you did correctly, but the thing which you were told was actually misinformation. And even people in charge of these information are not fully aware of this. So they are doing the right thing for us, for themselves, but it needs to be more deeper on a basic principle of healing. Thank you for watching.